How's it going today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, thanks. You were named Conference USA Player of the Week yesterday. What does that mean to you?
Just a great feeling, um, and just trusting the process. Um, I give all the credit to Coach Lunny, Coach Trailer, the O line, and everybody else. Like I always say, they deserve all the credit. I get too much of the credit, but they do all the dirty work, and I just get the glory. So, but it's just a blessing to go out there and play. I was looking at my memories, and like 2 years ago, around this time, I was injured. So just going out there and playing the game I love, I can't take it for granted. I cherish every moment of it.
Did it felt like you guys wanted to pass more a little bit in this last game, at least in the beginning? Is that kind of what the game plan was?
Yeah, because they loaded the box a lot more. Coach Learning does a great job of kind of keeping it a little bit of both. And I know he wanted to do it more on first down, keep them guessing. It was much more of the game plan. We took a lot of more shots down the field, and O-line did a great job of blocking. We got to clean up a little bit of protection, but at the end of the day, I think we did pretty good throwing the ball down the field.
What did you think of the atmosphere? It was kind of quiet in there to play like that.
Kind of broke out on me, but I think you kind of said how was the atmosphere. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I understand it's a pandemic, so everybody can be more spread out, and not that many people are going to go. It's kind of quiet at times, but like Coach said, we got to bring our own juice on the sideline, just get motivated by ourselves. But we appreciate all the fans that came out, and we understand that some fans don't want to come out because of the pandemic, but we just appreciate the support, and just come out again Friday and get it rocking.
Hey, Greg, you're up.
Frank, how is this week of preparation, being a short week against a new opponent, different from normal?
It's really no difference. They're in the same boat, so we just gotta go out there and prepare. Really didn't have an off day because we had to turn back around quick, but there's no excuses in that matter. So we just gotta go out there and prepare like we've been doing. Keep watching film and just be ready to play on Friday.
Memphis was going to be obviously a very tough opponent. They're a defending conference champion and a ranked team. Is that a test you guys were looking forward to, or how did you kind of view that game before it got canceled?
Yeah, it was a test. We got a few tests this year. Middle Tennessee is not a letdown. They're a great team as well. So we just got to go out there and execute. We can't have too many mistakes like we've been having. I'm not saying other teams were not as good, but we got to go out there and execute at least on offense. We can't have too many DBOs, and we got to just keep purging that. Just go out there and keep getting better every day at practice.
Does it mean anything that this is a conference game to you guys? Does that change the approach or the mindset at all?
Coach addressed it once, but it's not really about the opposing team. It's just we got to go out there every day and 1-0, and we got to win the day for ourselves. So we got to just take care of what we can take care of and just keep getting better every day and striving for greatness and just stacking little wins on top of each other. And like I said, just win the day.
I want to ask about Josh Cephas. He's become kind of a primary target for you. What has he brought to the offense? How have you felt about how he's played through these first couple weeks?
If you watch him play, he plays with a motor. He's very unselfish. He strains when he blocks, and he blocks. Like all my receivers I give him credit. They all block, even when they're not getting the ball, which is pretty impressive. But he's a great guy. Great teammate. He's a very good leader. He's very vocal. He leads the receiving group along with a lot of other people. But I trust him just like I trust all my other receivers. So whenever I get a chance to put the ball in his hands, I try to.
Do you see any differences in him that he's been more productive compared to last year?
He matured a lot since last year. I trust him a lot more. I would say that just because getting repetition and getting reps with him. He's been proving himself all through camp, all through everything, learning the playbook, running his routes, catching the ball, and just being a leader and getting to his teammates and just leading by example. But, yeah, he was doing a great job, but we still got some work to do.
Hey, Hector.
Hey, Frank, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Coach Lunny talked about wanting more balance in this Week 2 game against SFA. Running and passing. You talked with JJ about kind of a concerted effort to throw the ball more. When you're out there and you go in with the game plan, how often do you communicate, or do you, with Coach Lunny and Coach Traylor in terms of what you're seeing out there in terms of the balance and, hey, let's do this and this would work and et cetera, et cetera?
Well, when I come out to the sideline, I have Coach Davis on there. He's talking through a headset to Coach Lunny, who's in the booth, and he's kind of like the middleman. Sometimes I get on the headset and talk to Coach Lunny, but for the most part, Coach Lunny's let me go out there and play with no stress, not too much. Me and Coach Davis talk about what I've been seeing and what's been going on out there. And the other quarterbacks, Lowell, Josh, JoJo, they all got an assignment to look at different stuff. So when I come to the sideline, they tell me what covers they were in and what they saw. So those guys all help me out to just really get me going and get me seeing the defense in a better perspective. So it slows the game down a lot. And those guys, they deserve a lot of credit for what they do because they could be bitter about the whole situation, but it takes a lot for them to do what they do. So I appreciate them.
Is it fair to ask, Frank, if at this point of your career, game in and game out, you're still seeing a lot of things that maybe you hadn't seen before, and possession, or whether it's a possession or a quarter or a half, whatever, you come out of there thinking, wow, I hadn't seen that before. I know this now. I know that now. I mean, is it fair to ask if it's just a continuation of the process of playing quarterback?
Yeah, I would say that. Just like on Saturday, I left a few plays out on the field. Just little things like that I could have done better. Everybody could have did better. And I'm really hard on myself. So when I come off on the sideline, sometimes I know I did some things that I wish I could get back, like throwing the pick. I wish I would have just got rid of it a little faster so that I didn't get hit to where any kind of affect what happened. Just stuff like that. I know I threw a few passes that were in jeopardy. Luckily, they weren't intercepted. Little things like that, yeah, I wish I could have them back. But it's just a growing process. Still at the beginning of the year. And I just got to keep getting better and keep grinding and keep trusting Coach Lunny and trusting everybody else and watching film.
You mentioned the how you cherish the chance to play now because of what you've been through the last several years. I imagine when you're out there, it gives you a different perspective than maybe, I know it's tough to if and but or whatever, but as opposed to, let's say the injury never happens last year or the injuries before that don't happen. Do you look at yourself and think there's no way I have the perspective I have now if those things don't happen to me beforehand?
Of course. Who would have ever known I would have got hurt at practice? We just had probably the week before that, we had a live scrimmage. I didn't get hurt. Then I got hurt at practice with a red jersey on. Nobody touched me. Season-ending injury, tear my right ACL. Just stuff like that really don't take it in perspective. Kind of take practice for granted. So now every day I try to go out there with a smile on my face. Before I go to practice, I pray, and after I pray. Just stuff like that, you just take it for granted. I would have never guessed I would have got hurt at practice, knowing that I don't get touched at practice. So you got a whole different perspective of that. So it's actually a blessing in disguise that it happened, just so God gave another view of the game that I love and how it could be taken away at any moment.
Yesterday, Sticks spoke pretty passionately about the top 25 and how, to him, really essentially, it didn't mean much. As a leader on the team as well, what's your message to the team, Frank, about that when the top 25 votes, when it does come up with your team? And I don't even know if it comes up all that often besides that initial conversation with Coach Traylor. If you can maybe speak to that, how often it maybe has come up this week and what your approach is when it does come up.
Nah, I really don't get brought up. A few weeks ago, we was number 75 out of 76 teams. A lot of people doubted us. So you can't forget where you started from. And that's where we started from. So even though we're getting the recognition that, we rightfully deserve, you can't really buy into all that. We got to just go out there every day and just keep competing. If you keep getting bought into all that stuff, you're not going to go out there and execute. So we just try not to really pay attention to all that and just stay within our team and just cherish one another and just go out there and play the game.
Thank you, Frank.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Greg, close us out with Frank here.
Greg, I just wanted to ask what it's been like to see Tariq Woolen go from being one of your receiving targets to now playing on the other side of the ball, and how you've seen that transition play out for him from your perspective.
Really doing a phenomenal job transitioning from receiver to corner, especially how tall and lanky he is. His determination. I remember I asked him, like, "Hey, bro, like we got new coaches, like come play receiver again." No. Okay. So just his drive and his willingness to learn the technique and everything in the corner position, it just shows a lot about him. And now he wants to transform his style of play into a cornerback. And it takes a lot. This is his first year playing cornerback, and he's doing a phenomenal job of learning everything. Coach Graham's doing a great job of teaching him and comprehending to what he knows. So I give all the credit to Reek just for just going in and learning this position within a short amount of time and going out there and playing like he's been playing.
Did you know he could make some of these hits he's been playing? I think that's been a surprise for some of us how physical he's been.
Oh, Reek get down there, he'll hit you. I think Coach kind of got him on edge when he kind of called him out, saying that he wouldn't hit. So I think I kind of turned him up a notch, which is good because he has it in him. We got to just keep on building him up, and he's going to keep making plays for us on the defensive side.